Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is it. This is the big one. Manchester United versus Brentford in the Premier League. 3 o'clock Saturday kickoffs. What is going on? Joining me as always is Mr. Joe Smith. Joe, I can see just how excited you are about this one. It's a mouth-watering clash of two absolute mid-table titans.
I know. We need to stop being mid-table, don't we? We really just can't keep doing this.
Do you love how we were gone from, we need to challenge for the title, man. We need a proper title challenge.
Yeah.
To, we need to be in the top 4. We need to just, you know what I mean? We need to be in them Europa places too. We need to stop being mid-table.
I know.
Like,
it's just disastrous, isn't it? It's
just
been disastrous. We've won a couple of trophies, which is the only thing that stops it being like the worst spell in
ever.
50 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's just awful. We're awful. And we need to stop being awful pretty soon. Otherwise, a lot of players and managers are going to leave the club. But let's get into our first topic because it's not looking any better anytime soon, is it?
Injuries, yes. Manchester United and injuries go together like
rhubarb and crumble.
Exactly. United have just. We're always in the middle of a sort of semi-injury crisis. It's not It's not as bad as it has been over the last couple of years, but it's not great either.
Again, I've heard that.
Filth, pure filth. So we do have a little bit, not a little bit of an injury crisis.
Yeah.
We don't seem to have any left backs. We're missing midfielders. I think Kobbie Mainoo, who we all love, he's not available. What's going on?
It's terrible because we started the season with a relatively fit squad, other than no left backs, which for us is we'll take that. We'll take literally having none of a single position. On
left backs are overrated, mate.
Yeah, left backs are overrated. And now we've still got no left backs because they just don't get fit. They just stop being fit. That's their thing. Now we've lost obviously Kobbie Mainoo. Mazraoui seems to be fit. Ten Hag sort of said he would be fit, but he's had this procedure to do with his heart, and we don't know exactly what that was. Hopefully, obviously, they're not taking any risks there. Then we've got, problems in the front line as well, and people aren't they kind of fit. Ugarte is another one. Is he fit? We're not sure. Mason Mount, I think, is still out, even though after we'd lost the game and he posted a picture with his thumb up and a silly little smile that I think wound a few people up anyway for not quite getting the tone right. He said, nothing too serious, I just banged my head, don't worry about it. Still not fit, 2 weeks and an international break later. So I don't know what's going on. And we've got to hope that somehow these injuries benefit us. Because if they make us any worse, we're one of the worst teams in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So somehow these injuries have got to help Manchester United. That's literally the hope that we've got for the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks until all these players are back. So, I mean, obviously it's not just down to the injuries, whether they change things or not, but we've got to improve regardless of these injuries. Good luck with that.
Yeah, you're right. Injuries. I feel like last season injuries counted in terms of an excuse or reason. This time it's not going to work. It's not going to, for Eric Ten Hag or for the team in general, just say, we've had injuries, because you can't keep saying that. And as you mentioned there, we've got to make it work. We have to. It's not just like, we've got injuries, that's it. It just doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't count. Obviously, it's a problem that has to be fixed. Let's talk about having patience then, because Manchester United fans, we're not exactly synonymous with patience, but we've had to be patient over the last 11 years because we haven't won out. Well, certainly not the big trophies, the Champions Leagues and the titles that we're winning under Sir Alex Ferguson. I do feel, though, like patience is wearing thin. Yeah. Even amongst the sort of the core Ten Hag inners, of which I've always associated you in that bracket, it's getting to the point now where people are going, whether it's Ineos, whether it's Ten Hag, whether it's the players, whatever it is, it just ain't working, and we need it to turn around now.
Yeah, sorry to keep pushing it back a month or whatever, because it felt like it was the last international break, but I think he's got until this next international break.
Yeah.
If it hasn't turned around even sort of slightly, like even I think there's 7 games between now and then. Win 4, draw 2, lose 1, or win 3, draw 3, lose 1, or some positive overall. We're getting back to winning at least half of our games kind of area, which is not too much to ask with this side. Like, you want to be pushing 60-65% win rate if you starting to do well, but we've got to be getting at least 50. What have we won? 2 games in 7 so far.
It's absolutely drastic, and I get your point about pushing it back because I sort of lost enthusiasm because ahead of the last sort of international break, I looked at those fixtures of Palace, of Spurs, and I've forgotten the other one, whatever the other one was. Was it Southampton? I said we need to be taking 7 points really from those games. We didn't. We obviously lost to Spurs, and the way we lost was difficult to take for me. And also the European results weren't great. But there is a concept to that. You might look at it, you might get to the next international break, you might go, okay, there has been improvement, maybe not got all the results I wanted, but...
Villa away as well.
Sorry, thank you. That was the game it wasn't Southampton, I think it was Villa away. So you might look at it and go, okay, I can see enough to make me still believe in this manager. But I think it's very, very divided at the minute, the fan base. And it does feel like we are in this sort of almost game-by-game process. It's like he's on a contract that lasts, a week. It's like a rolling weekly contract, which is untenable. And the only way to end all that is just to win some football matches. You've got a run of fixtures that are winnable. You've got the international break at the end of those fixtures. The good thing is, if you win them, great, you're all right. The bad thing is if you don't, it gives the powers that be that opportunity to get rid of you in that international break and to get someone in, because you've obviously got 2 weeks, whatever it is, to get that deal done. But we'll wait and see, because a lot of people thought he'd be gone in this international break and he wasn't. So who knows? Right, before we get into all that, get your phones out, film yourselves in landscape for 30 seconds, giving us your score prediction. Send it to paddockmatchday@gmail.com and we will use that as part of our pre-match build-up on the watch-along.
Great stuff.
That's score predictions. Give us your... No, I'm going to give you my team prediction. Do you know what? You always go first. Right. I'm going first. This is my team prediction. This is the team I think Erik ten Hag is going to pick for the visit of Brentford. So you can see there, I've got a back five of Onana, Martinez, De Ligt, with Delo at left back and Mazraoui at right back. It looks like he's going to be fit. There was all this talk of him having this procedure and he wouldn't be available, but it seems as though he has been in training and he should be available. We don't know as yet just what the situation is with Manuel Ugarte. He may have a late fitness test. I'm not holding my breath, so I've gone Casemiro, Eriksen and Fernandes on a front three of Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund. This third one was sort of 49-51 in terms of whether I went with Garnacho and Diallo or whether I think the manager's going to go with Garnacho and Diallo. I've gone with Diallo. I think he'll just about go for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Alejandro Garnacho starts though. Yeah, that's my 11, or that's the 11 I think Erik ten Hag is going to pick. Now, obviously in midfield, you're looking there and you're going, that double pivot doesn't have a lot of legs. Kobbie Mainoo's out. I've already mentioned Ugarte. It's good to have Mount. We don't know what the situation is with Mason Mount. Is he fit? Is he going to start? I don't know. I think so. Front three, I expect Marcus to start. Højlund, it could be Xerxes. Ahmad, like I said.
I like that front three. I mean, mine's the same. The only difference I've got is I've left Dallo out because I just think that, I don't know. Actually, no, I've got Evans in there as well. But that's you think he's going to drop Diogo Dalot? I think he might do. Why? That's quite a big move for him. Because he's had some stinkers in the last few weeks. Right. I know you can say, he's playing out of position, but he's still playing. Yeah. Like, just because, yes, it's an excuse, but it doesn't get us more points. Yeah. Like he got done a few times in the last few weeks. He was poor against Tottenham. He was poor in the Europa League as well, I thought. That side where Marcus Rashford got subbed off against Porto, it could easily have been Dalot getting subbed off because they were both there. Every cross came from that side. I think he's not been particularly good so far this season. And I do think he's a good player, and I think once he's back on the right-hand side, we'll see that improvement again. But I think he's had some good games, but too many bad games for me. And I think Martinez, again, unfortunately, he's the option there. But I think maybe just give him a break. Johnny Evans, obviously, assuming he's fit as well, because he was someone that looked like he might not be quite fit, but by the sounds of it, he is. And then the front six, that's the front six I want to see. I don't want to see Rashford, Højlund, Garnacho. I like those players individually and in other ways and other systems. I like them, but none of those players want to pass to each other. We don't score enough goals, and it's not just because our players aren't particularly good at finishing. It's because they don't get a chance to finish. And sometimes when Garnacho plays, he has 7 or 8 shots from outside the 18-yard box, which isn't particularly sustainable. But most of those areas and most of those chances that he's taking for himself, a player like Ahmad would maybe try and slip Højlund in or lay it off to Bruno in a better position. I'd want to see Højlund and Ahmad start together more often because we've barely seen it this season. I really want to see that front three, and whether that's and it's nothing to do with sort of Garnacho as a player generally, but I just want at least one person in there in Ahmad who is a create first, shoot second kind of player, rather than just everyone gets the ball and smacks it. Like, I think it's a bit wasteful, and we need someone with a bit more composure in there. I think Ahmad's the perfect person for that for me.
Yeah, you make a good case there. It's just, I'm looking at that team, and the worrying part for me is that is very much, there's every chance that might be the starting 11. You might have nailed it, 11 out of 11 there. It wouldn't surprise me at all. The worrying thing is just the lack of form of so many players.
Yeah.
So many players are in this sort of patchy season. Like, you know, Johnny Evans is probably the most consistent performer. Yeah. Martinez isn't having a good... Mazraoui, yeah. You think Mazraoui's been... I think there's one game where he had a bit of a sting. It might have been Spurs or whatever, but other than that, he's been pretty...
Burner did him a couple of times.
He's been pretty solid. But Martinez hasn't been great this season. Casemiro hasn't. Eriksen's been better, to be fair to the kid. Fernandes is probably having his worst spell he's had at the club for a long time. Yeah. Then you look at the front three, and it's very sort of... It is up and down. I think Marcus is doing quite well. But I don't know. I like Ahmad as well. It's just... It's not been great, has it, at the minute? It's just one of those where you're looking at it and you're going, is it enough at the minute with these players and the way they're playing? Can we get over the line? And we should be going into a Brentford game going, yeah, of course, it's Brentford at home. We should be battering them.
I know.
But I do worry, and I do think that no matter who he picks, it's going to be fraught with problems.
You mentioned Brentford then, as we move on to Brentford. It feels like we've got a terrible record against them, but we've only lost once to them in the last 10 times we've played them.
Really?
And it was because it was that 4-0 where they completely destroyed us. I know that was away, but it feels as though we're not very good.
Do you know why it is that? Do you know why? I'll tell you why we feel like we're not very good against Brentford. It was a proper smash and grab, wasn't it, with the two Scott McTominay goals. Yeah. There was no... I know it was a great feeling when he scored those 2 goals, but it wasn't like you look back at that game and go, we were mint. Yeah. And also, wasn't it the 1-0 where we scored in the 94th minute and they scored in the 97th minute?
Yes.
Wasn't that there?
Last season,
yeah.
The Mason Mount one.
Yeah, which, again, it's a draw, but it's the worst way to get a draw ever. Yeah.
And also, they had battered us.
They battered us, didn't they?
We looked like we were going to get a winner, and then we lost it.
Yeah, we lost the lead. So... Sort of on paper you go, okay, we've lost one, so whatever it is in however many years, but the nature of some of those games,
we really struggle against Brentford.
Yeah, it's not like they're a team where you go, we take it to them, we sort of dominate or whatever. No. We've been very fortunate and even unfortunate in some of those games. Obviously, Thomas Frank's been linked with Manchester United. We don't need to get into all that because I'm sick of talking about manager speculation.
I think Wisser is back for them.
He's a good player for them.
He is.
He's the one, isn't he?
Players, isn't
he? He's the one at their ground last season who turned into prime R9 for about an hour. Do you remember? He was just absolutely destroying us. Yeah. That was ridiculous.
And Buemo as well, very good player. I think he got 17 league goals last season. He's one of those people just going under the radar as a very, very good striker. I think he's got 3 or 4 already this season, including a couple of first-minute goals as well. He's a good player. And I think if we don't defend well and we give the ball up easily, they'll score against us, and we tend to do, it could be 3. So, getting into predictions, we just need to nail their key men because they're a good team and they're well managed.
And as we were talking about this on Off the Bar, we need to just survive the first minute.
Yeah, that first minute, that dreaded first minute against Brentford when anything can happen. We need to get through that. What's your score prediction, Jay?
I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll just go for a 1-1.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't get anyone anywhere, and that's not a great result, and there'll probably be a meltdown off the back of it. But I just worry. I do worry at a minute. I don't like being negative, but I do. I'm just not. I remember when I said I thought we'd lose 3-0 away at Brentford, and everyone had a go at me, and I was wrong because we lost 4-0. Yeah. Go on.
I think we're going to win, but I don't think the performance is going to be much better yet.
Yeah.
I think we'll win 2-1, but it'll be like the 1-1 or the whatever it was, the Mason Mount one at the end of last season that we just talked about. It'll be like that, but this time we'll win it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Rashford will score, and I think Højlund will score as well.
Thing is, we could cause them all sorts of problems. Yeah. I know we've not exactly been banging in the goals, but you think, come on, likes of Marcus Rashford and Amad Diallo or Garnacho or whoever should be able to cause Brentford problems. But we'll see anyway. Like I said earlier, make sure you are sending us your score predictions. Send them to paddockmatchday@gmail.com. That's been Joe Smith. I'm Jay Motti. This has been a preview for Manchester United versus Brentford. Thanks for watching.